Hey, my name is Chris Prosser. I'm a lecturer of music theory here at the Butler School of Music, and excited to talk about Here Be Monsters today with Nathan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're super excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I've been waiting all year. So last year, I was telling you right before we started, I started this job, and the first two things I went to, one of them was Here Be Monsters, and it is an incredible festival.
Thank you.
I don't think anything is more Austin than Here Be Monsters.
No, I think you're right, without a doubt. It's very weird, I guess, as they say, but in such a good way. And we're excited to bring, this is the third edition of Here Be Monsters to Austin audiences. So
yeah, and it's all brand new music, right? It's all very contemporary, but it doesn't have the kind of the stuffy feel of some like other new music festivals, right? It's very fast paced. So just quickly give people an overview. So it's 2 days, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's at night, right? So it starts as the sun's still up, but it's going down, and then it goes kind of well into the night.
Yeah, so it's a 2-day festival. It's taking place at Radio East, which is a venue in East Austin. It's like a coffee house / bar. They have food trucks. And it's doors open at 6 p.m. Music goes to about 11:30, so about 5-ish hours of music each day. And yeah, like you said, there are a lot of groups performing. It's all local Austin artists, composers, and performers. And so basically, 10 groups perform each day, right, per day, and each group gets a 20-minute set, so it's very quick.
And what's interesting about it too is it's not just like chamber music group, chamber. I mean, it's all these different instrument combinations and just all sorts of really, really cool stuff. So let's dive into a little bit of what's going on this year. So the first night, and all the information is linked below. So feel free to go there, buy tickets, right? Does it ever sell out? I know last year it seemed like it sold out.
Yeah, so Radio East is such a big place. I mean, it's enormous. And so we set the ticket limit at like 2,500. So there's no way we're going to reach that, and it won't sell out, but it's going to feel full, and tickets are selling really well this year. We're about 20 or 30% higher ticket sales today than we were last year on this day.
Wow.
So that's great. That's really great. And this is like the big push is the final week for ticket sales. So we're expecting to probably sell at least 30 to 40% more than we did last year, which is great. It's going to feel full. It's going to feel like there's a lot, people there, a lot of action, a lot of things happening, and we love that. So.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy because last year it felt so full. But I mean, everyone had such a good time last year. I can see why that everyone's returning, and they probably told their friends. I know we've told some friends, "Oh, you got to. This is like such an unknown little gem,
right?
And maybe it's not so unknown if you're selling so many tickets.
Yeah, we're trying to make it less unknown. So, like this year, we were able to get ads in the Austin Chronicle, which is great, and we're partnering with KMFA, the classical music radio station. They're our media sponsor. So they're like really pumping it out through print media, through radio, email, online. They're doing such a great job. We're so grateful to have them as a partner. So, but awesome. It's going to be fun. And
let's dive into the lineup.
To the groups. Yeah,
so
sure.
Saturdays and in case you don't know, Monday's a holiday. Right, so what makes why it's Saturday, Sunday.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to work on Monday.
You don't have to work, so go out and party.
Come to the festival. Yeah. Purposefully done.
So there's also lots and lots of Butler alumni and current students and professors that perform in here. It's almost like a who's who of the Butler School of Music.
Yeah, it's a huge contingent of people who either went to school here, are currently teaching here, and also students who are attending here. So. It's just a big mix, lots of variety, and it's a 20-minute set. So if you don't like what you hear, just wait 20 minutes,
or just
and
go
you're
to
gonna
the bar,
hear something
or go to the
else.
bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time you get back,
And so it's a tons of variety. We love that about the show. It really showcases what Austin new music scene, or we call it indie classical music.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like everyone's kind of comes from that classical tradition, but it's all influenced by more contemporary genres. So So you just get a wide mix.
Yeah, there were some drum sets last year on stage.
Yeah,
some banjos going on. There's all sorts of cool stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's like what you think about as typical classical music instruments. There's also like electric guitars and keyboards and music that uses electronics, all kind of different things. So there's going to be new opera. There's going to be choral music, instrumental music. You name it, it's there, and it's really great. We love it. So cool. But yeah, we can talk about let's go through. The groups.
Saturday. Saturday. How does it start out?
Yeah. So Saturday, we have 10 groups. So we have Maru Haru is a group that's led by James Tabata, who is a composition doctoral student, graduated a couple of years ago. He's teaching at Austin Community College, and this is his band. That they're kind of influenced by Taiwanese music, Japanese music, so it's very eclectic.
What are the instruments in the group?
They have guitars, they have keyboards, they have percussion, and James is a singer and he plays upright bass. So it's really cool music. He's a really great composer, and looking forward to that set for sure. And then Jessy Eubanks is performing next. She also is a graduate of the Butler School. She got an undergrad in composition. Great composer. She's a singer-songwriter. She writes really beautiful songs. She plays the piano and guitar, I think. She has a band that she's gotten together. So that's going to be really great.
Is she with the band or she's solo?
Oh yeah, no, she's going to be performing with the band. I think there's strings and maybe strings, guitar, and I think drums. So
nice.
I think she's on keyboard. So that's going to be great. Really great stuff. She has a new album coming out. So check that out, Jessy Eubanks.
Yeah, and I feel like last year, like it'd be like every single set. It was like, here's a world premiere, and here's another world premiere. So it's shock. Like, do you know how many world premieres there were last year?
Last year there were 12.
Yeah,
and we commission local composers. We pay them to write new music, and that's really important part of our mission. By the way, Here Be Monsters is produced by Tetractys New Music, which is a local nonprofit that myself and 3 others co-direct in Austin. We've been around for 10 years. We used to do concerts of contemporary music, like a whole season, but we've sort of shifted to just producing Here Be Monsters. It takes about a year to get everything together. So
where did the name come from?
The name, good question. So Here Be Monsters. If you ever look at old European maps, there's these. Sometimes you'll notice that in the areas that were undiscovered in regions where the cartographers didn't know what was there, sometimes they would write "Here be monsters" or "Here be dragons" or something like that.
They didn't have Google Maps.
Exactly right.
Satellite, yeah.
And so in Austin is kind of like in the music world of like the U.S. Say we know what's going on in New York. We have an idea. L.A., Chicago, these big cultural centers. We know what's happening there, but no one really knows what's going on in Austin. But we have a great scene, and it's kind of like a Here Be Monsters undiscovered area, right?
Yeah.
Of this like cultural map of the U.S. So I thought it would be a very fitting name for the music festival.
Have you ever seen a festival like this anywhere else? Like this kind of laid back, but like, just really high quality new music?
I don't know that it's pretty unique, I think. Especially for us, there are festivals that are kind of similar, but they're not all local, right? Mm-hmm. Here Be Monsters is just Austin.
Cool.
That's pretty special, I think. So
very special, yeah. Cool. So what's next on the lineup?
Yeah, so let's keep going. So after Jessy, we have Density 512, which is a kind of a bigger name in Austin. They've been around for a while. They're a chamber orchestra.
They played last year.
They did
incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're amazing, and they're bringing the big band this year. So the big chamber orchestra on stage. So that's gonna be really exciting.
And what does that look like? Like how many people in it?
I think they're gonna probably have I don't know exactly, but I think in the 20s.
Wow. So
like winds, strings, brass, percussion. It's a big set. It's gonna be really cool. And they commissioned a new piece. They're one of the commissions by Jordan Walsh, who is a graduate of the Butler School, the doctorate in percussion. performance, and he's
you let a percussionist compose.
Yeah, exactly. I know. What are we thinking? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. He's awesome. And Jordan's great because he's performing in so many sets. He's just so busy and active, and we love him. He's the man. So he wrote a new piece for Density. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to hear that. And Jacob Schnitzer is the conductor. He's also a graduate of the Butler School. So that's Density. That's their set, and then after them is
so many of these groups would be like worth it just to come out just for that.
Yeah,
right.
For that one. Yeah, for sure. But that's only the third one of the day. So
the sun's still up.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe is it?
No, it probably will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's after them was Lola, which stands for Local Opera Local Artists, and they're an opera company.
They were there last year too. They were incredible.
Yeah, Lola was great.
They did like a Greek mythology, I think, was it last year? Their opera, or what was it they did last year?
Last year,
it was like excerpts from.
So last year, Lola did kind of like a soft premiere of Peter Stopczynski's brand new opera. And Peter is a composer that's been in Austin for a long time. He and Graham Reynolds, they do Golden Hornet together, which is another group that's performing at Here Be Monsters. And Graham is a film composer, not just a film composer. He writes all kind of music, and he does a lot of film scores for Richard Linklater's films, he's kind of a big Hollywood director. So anyway, so yeah, they sort of did a couple of scenes from Peter's opera. It was really cool.
It was really cool. Yeah,
really, really great music. And then I think they did the full thing earlier this year.
So do you know what they're going to be doing this year? Can you give us a
this
tease?
year they have one of the commissions as well.
Okay.
They're premiering a new opera by Keith Allegretti.
Is it like a complete 20-minute opera?
Yeah, it's.
Wow.
I think it's around 15 minutes. But yeah, Keith is a composer who got his doctorate here at the Butler School, and he's teaching. Teaches composition at Austin Community College. Really great composer. He wrote. This is his second Here Be Monsters commission. The very first year we performed, he wrote an opera for us. So we're excited to have him back. And
do you know what the opera's about at all?
It's called the Butterfly, and I think it's taken from a Hans Christian Andersen. The librettist her name is Amy Herman, and she's worked with Keith before. She's really talented, so we're excited to have her, collaborating as well. And then so that's Lola's set. And I think it's called The Butterfly, and it's about the opera called The Butterfly, and it's about a butterfly that is looking for a flower, and he sampled all these flowers, but he's like kind of a jerk, and the flowers get mad at him, and
okay.
And I think bad things happen. So
nice.
So who wouldn't want to see that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on out for the butterfly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Lola's set. It's gonna be great. And then next is the Amorsima Trio, and they're a string trio, so violin, viola, cello, and they're premiering a new piece by this composer named Mark Vaughn, who lives in North Texas, and he's gonna come down, I think, for the show, which is gonna be great. It's his pieces for string trio with electronics, so
okay,
it'll be interesting, and the score looks really cool. Really kind of extended techniques, if you're into that, which we are, and so definitely will be something very different.
Yeah,
but it's just great. A lot of variety is important. So
this you'll see so much different stuff if you go to this.
Yeah.
Like your mind will be blown. Like, wow, I didn't know classical music could do that or that or that. So
exactly right. So after Amorsima is VAMP. The great VAMP. We love VAMP. Our own Paige Stevens, right?
Yeah.
Their vocal quintet. And
they were
just
incredible last year.
Incredible. They're so talented. Everything they do is amazing. And so we're so grateful to have them back. And they are also one of the commissions.
And they're 5 women who do
a
cappella.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And they're going to be 4 at Here Be Monsters. One of their members is away. She's traveling. I think she's at I don't actually know where she's at, but
okay, yeah.
But she won't be there. She won't be there, but she pre-recorded her part.
Oh wow!
And so they're gonna play her part will be on a track.
Okay.
And VAMP's gonna sort of sync up with that, and so
Nice.
That's going to be great. And one of their members is also a composer, and so she, Adrian Pajordi Bingham. Adrian wrote a new piece for VAMP, and so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be great. It's about her cat passed away a couple of months ago, and it like really affected her, and so she wrote this like really beautiful, sensitive piece about losing your pet, which a lot of us can pets are members of the family, and
well, just loss in general. That's something we can all relate to.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it'll be really touching. And they're singing a couple of other pieces as well, I think, just from their repertoire. So
I remember last year they did that Push. And that was incredible.
Yeah, by Russell Pogorsic, who's also he's graduated from here. He's also teaching here. Great piece, really, really cool. So that's VAMP. The next performer's name is Anuj Bhani.
Okay.
And Anuj does not live in Austin. He lives in California, but he's from Austin. So he has like roots here. And he's a composer and performer. He's performing these really incredible set of songs. He's a singer, and he's using projection to project these like really beautiful and sort of chaotic and wonderful images behind him as he performs.
I think, was he here last year at the very end one night?
He wasn't.
Oh, okay,
He didn't. Yeah, this is his first time
performing
at Here Be Monsters. So
someone else did that last year, and it was really cool. At the very end, I think the last night.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. This is the last set to close it out. But yeah, we're excited to have Anuj. He's kind of like an up and coming composer. He's kind of making a name for himself. His music is being performed a lot. He's doing the performing, traveling a lot to perform his own music. So we're thrilled to have him at Here Be Monsters. It's going to be really cool. His set's going to be amazing. And after Anuj, we have Tetractys has a set. And we're going to be featuring Zed, the saxophone quartet.
Yeah.
The
they're
graduate.
On fire.
Yeah,
they're
Zed
on fire this year.
They're amazing. Yeah, they win everything. They're unbelievable.
Win everything. And they are incredible.
Yeah.
So four saxophonists.
That's right. And I wrote a piece for them. So they're premiering the piece that I wrote, my first saxophone quartet. It's called Transformations, and we just had a rehearsal yesterday. It's going great. They're just so talented. I feel so fortunate to have these really incredible performers, playing my music. So I'm thrilled. And,
talented and just great people.
Yeah, they're super
just so
kind.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, saxophone is it's been my experience there. Just they want all the new music.
They do.
They're excited about new things and.
Well, the older music wasn't written for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of an instrument that hasn't been around for very long. So.
Yeah, and you can't be a jerk saxophone player. You can't be like you could be a stuck-up violin player or pianist, but like if you're saxophone, you got to be a little bit cool. So what's the piece you wrote for them?
Yeah, it's called Transformations. It's not really about anything. It doesn't have a program. It's kind of 3 standalone movements, but each one goes through a kind of a big transformation. And it starts off in this specific mood or character, and becomes something very different as the movement goes by. There are three movements, and I really like it. It's so fun to write for saxophones. A few extended techniques, but nothing too crazy. And hopefully it'll be something that will be beautiful and maybe have a little bit of humor and some. Intensity. So that's kind of
nice.
how I describe it. But they're doing a great job. I'm excited to have them for sure, and they're excited as well. So and after Zed, we have the Kraken Quartet who's going to close it out.
Okay.
The last set of the evening, and Kraken, most of them are all graduates of the Butler School. They're percussionists. It's a percussion quartet.
Nice.
And they're
they didn't perform last year, did
they?
They
did. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. They commissioned new music for them last year and this year as well. And and they're just exciting. They're just like dynamic. Their percussion instruments are they hook up guitar pedals to these.
Yes, now I remember them from last year.
Yeah, yes, all kinds of different pedals and effects, and so they it really changes the sound and creates all these wonderful just moods, and they're just really energetic, like some serious drumming skills, and I don't know, they're amazing. I love their music, and we've always commissioned the Kraken Quartet to write new music. they used to go on tour, around the country. They kind of stopped doing that. So this is a way for them to keep creating, because it's important, because they're just really gifted, I think. And so I always can't wait for the new Kraken tunes. It's going to be great.
No, I remember them setting up last year and just being so excited because just the stage looks so cool with all their gear.
Exactly right. Exactly. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. So we love them, and just so glad they're back at Here Be Monsters for sure. So that's day one. That's Saturday.
So already, like, there's so many world premieres.
Yeah,
right. I lost count, but I feel like at least 5.
Yeah,
right. I mean, like a lot.
6, 7 new works on Saturday.
Just Saturday.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Which is really cool.
And one of them's an opera.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, a lot of variety.
Yeah.
It keeps it interesting. So
it does keep it interesting.
And then Sunday we start off with Studio A. Studio A is a local music school that's run by Scott Donald and Josh Straub. And Josh is a graduate of UT. He's a piano performance, fantastic performer. So is Scott. And they've been running the studio for a while. It's a place where kids can take lessons, but it's more than that. They have a concert series at Studio A where fantastic performances take place all the time. Check out Studio A. They're worth looking into. They're doing really cool things out in East Austin. And
I remember last year they were actually one of my favorites because, I mean, you have all these like just unbelievable musicians.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about Studio A is, I mean, they're bringing in like middle school kids and high school kids playing new music. And it's their first time ever doing it. And you really see like the next generation, right?
Yeah.
Like that they're letting, it's so cool that you allow that space for like a middle school kid to take the same stage as these incredible musicians.
Yeah.
And have their own time to really shine.
Right. Exactly. It's different, I mean, you wouldn't expect to have kids performing at a festival like this, but Studio A, that's what they do. And Josh works with the kids to help them write music, and he also they have several electronic components to the pieces, and so they're really kind of complicated and interesting, and
they're very interesting.
And the kids do such a great job, and it's just a cool opportunity for them to get up there on stage and play music that they wrote. And I mean, I had people said so many great things about being able to watch these young people do their thing. So,
it was it's true. It's amazing because you're just not used to seeing kids that age be able to express their own voice with music. It's always like, they're playing like the Faber book or the Mel Bay book or what, right? And it's like the same pieces you've heard over and over. Yeah. And now you're taking these kids and really just entrusting them to like write music and really, and you see their personality come out.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
Yeah, exactly. We love it. So I'm glad they're back. So after studio, I think maybe 2 or 3 of their students are going to be composing pieces and performing them.
So similar to last year. I think they had 3 last year.
I think you're right. So after them, we have Austin Unconducted, which is a big-time group in Austin. They're a string orchestra. They don't have a conductor, obviously, and which is very cool. And they're just one of the most exciting groups, local groups, I think, performing all kind of music from the very old to the very new. Yeah, so Austin Unconducted is one of the commissions for the show, and one of their violinists is a composer. Her name is Camille, and she's writing a brand new piece. It seems like it's really like high energy, a lot of fun. It's going to be great, and they're just really fantastic players. They're like some of the best string players in Austin.
Yeah, and they were there last year.
Yeah.
And they were incredible. I remember. So I took my 2 kids there last year, and it's just the opportunity to sit that close to an orchestra. Because usually when you hear an orchestra, like you're like, far back, right? The stage is big and, and the expensive seats are right there. So to be that close to an orchestra, it's really special.
Yeah. You're right. Without a doubt. So definitely, be there on Sunday for Austin Unconducted. After them is this another opera company called 1 Ounce Opera. And 1 Ounce Opera is directed by Julie Fiore. Julie is also one of the co-directors of Tetractys, and she's the show director of Here Be Monsters. So thank you, Julie.
Yes.
You do all the great work. We love you. And so yeah.
And you
so,
still make her perform.
well, yeah. So that's the thing. She's a trained vocalist, but she stopped performing a while ago. But she runs this opera company.
Oh, okay.
And she's a director, and every year they have what's called the Fresh Squeeze Ounce of Opera, where they put on it's like 2 or 3 weekends in a row. They put on brand new operas, like premiere new short operas in Austin. It's usually in February. So be on the lookout for that.
Do you know what they're doing?
They're doing a collection of art songs, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's 1 Ounce Opera. After them is Golden Hornet. And Golden Hornet, I mentioned before, is run by Graham Reynolds and Peter Stopczynski. And they've been in Austin for decades, composing, and they're kind of like the old guard that's just been holding it down, doing new and exciting things for years. And they've been commissioning pieces for viola and electronics, and so this is their 3rd time at Here Be Monsters, and every year they've done a new viola piece, and so that's what they're doing again, a new viola piece, and it's going to be great. Luis Baloran, who also works for Golden Hornet, and he's one of the directors of Austin Unconducted. He's going to be premiering the new work, as he always has. And Luis is a fantastic performer. So we're looking forward to that.
Just the fact that you say this is our 3rd year with a new viola piece, right? It sets you apart from everybody else.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah,
like solo works.
Yeah,
opera, string orchestra, chamber orchestra,
all in an hour.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So that's Golden Hornet. After them, we have Line Upon Line Percussion, which is run by Matt Teodori, and they've been in Austin for a long time. Matt's a graduate of the Butler School as well. He's a doctorate in percussion performance, and Line Upon Line has been doing just like really interesting percussion music that pushes the boundaries. So they've been in Austin forever. They're one of the most experimental groups that you will find at Here Be Monsters, and so they're working with this composer named Aida Shirazi, who's an Iranian composer, and she teaches at Austin Community College as well. And she's a fantastic composer. She's super sweet. We love Aida, and she's going to be performing with Line Upon Line. By the way, they're a percussion trio, and
so what does she play?
She's going to be playing, I think, her laptop.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have all the details, but they're kind of just sort of making up interesting sounds and textures. So it's going to be really interesting, really kind of a cool and different piece. So we're excited for that. But yeah, so that's Line Upon Line, and then after them we have Man, Woman, Friend, Computer.
I remember them from last year.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah, totally. This is a group by Tom Eccles. Tom Eccles is also a graduate of the Butler School. He got his DMA in guitar performance. So he's a guitarist and a songwriter. And this is one of the commissioned new works. Line Upon Line also was commissioned, but Thomas is working with Graham Reynolds from Golden Hornet. Graham wrote a new piece for Thomas, and he has this really intricate setup for his guitar that he's developed himself. It's very complicated, but very like genius and brilliant, and makes all these incredible sounds.
Yes.
That I don't know. It's really special and something very different.
I've never heard a guitar do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you won't
totally
hear
out of this world. If you're a guitar player, show up just for that.
For sure. And so Graham wrote him this really cool piece, and we're excited for it. So that's going to be Man, Woman, Friend, Computer set, and then after that we have Invoke. The great Invoke, the string quartet.
Incredible.
Graduates of the Butler School as well.
Yes.
They stayed in Austin. We're so fortunate that they stayed.
Yes.
Thank you, Invoke.
And they killed it last year.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, their set they're just so unique. They're strings, but also banjo and mandolin. So
and they'll kind of switch off, right?
Yeah.
So like,
very much inspired by like bluegrass and Americana music. So I don't know. They're special. They're unique.
Really special, yeah.
And I mean, they always just bring it wherever they go. And they're a bit like they're touring the country and do all kind of cool things.
They're another ones like you just show up just for that. Like, I mean, they would fill the house just them
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And we're so fortunate to have it. And also all the members of Invoke, all of them, they play in Austin Unconducted as well in the string orchestra, and they're playing all over the place. So you'll see them throughout the festival. They're not. It's not just their set. They're going to be working all with different groups. I play with Density 512. So
and then what's really cool is like, so you'll see them on stage do this, then you see them on stage do that, and then they'll be sitting next to you in the audience.
Yeah,
and you'll get to talk
right.
to them.
Exactly right.
It's crazy, and you're like, oh yeah,
exactly. And we encourage that. Talk to the artists.
Yeah, there is no backstage.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. We want you to get to know them. We want, and they want to get to know you. So, another great thing about Here Be Monsters is it's about community building, and so that's super important. That's why we focus on local. So you can get to know people who are doing amazing things in your city, in Austin. So after Invoke, we're going to have Tatsulok Trio, which is a brand new group. It's comprised of Ken Gorder, who's a trumpeter, Rena Sapper-Santos, who is incredibly talented vocalist. She sings, one of the singers of VAMP. So she's just such a beautiful voice, and we love Rena. And then and Benji Dia, who's a pianist, really gifted pianist. So they're all writing a piece together, and we're super excited for that.
Nice. Another world premiere.
Wow. Yeah, another world premiere.
Yeah. It's just like bang, bang, bang.
Exactly, exactly right. So Tatsulok's going to be great. And then after them, there's two more groups. So the second to last is Goliath Was Bigfoot. And they
were there last year.
Yeah, they were there last year. They were there for the past 2 years. They've been there. And this is Andy Stoltz's group. Andy Stoltz is the recording engineer at the Butler School of Music. And they're writing it's Andy and several other musicians, and Andy's a guitarist, and they're writing a piece together that's about people's pets.
Okay.
So
that's like a second,
another pet piece. Yeah, just kind of
did it, and now
just kind of happened. It turned out that way. So,
but the pet doesn't die.
At least I hope not. I'm it's unsure, but I hope not. I hope not. So they.
Well, at least you separated it by days. If the pets die on both days, at least you'll get one dose.
Too much. It's too sad. Yeah. But yeah. So they're asking people, performers and others in the Austin area to like submit stories and pictures of their pets, and so they're building a piece sort of around this idea. And we don't really know what's going to happen, but we're excited for it. It should be
like all those things. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're along for the ride.
We're pretty excited about it. It's going to be great, and they're always a lot of fun. Goliath Was Bigfoot, and kind of quirky, but like really interesting, and just kind of like a wild card kind of group, but we love them, and we're glad they're a part. So glad they're back at Here Be Monsters, and then finally the last group of the evening
last but not least.
Yes, but certainly not least is Panoramic Voices.
Oh yeah,
and they're a big community choir.
They were there last
Austin.
year.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, they are great, and they're a non-audition choir. So if you want to join a choir in Austin, you don't have a lot of experience or any, you can be a part of Panoramic Voices, and that's a really cool thing.
That is cool.
It's a great community to be together. It's like 250 people.
That's amazing because they sound so good.
Yeah, I know.
How do they weed out the bad people?
Well, they're led by Julie Orlandini, and she's like.
And she wrote
doing
a
her
piece
thing
last year, right?
She didn't write a piece, but she's the conductor of the group.
Okay.
And Sophie Matthew who's a composer, a graduate of the Butler School.
That's right.
She wrote a brand new piece for them, with the text by Zach Madison, who's the good violinist from Invoke. So he also is a poet, and so they're going to be performing Panoramic Voices. Not 250 singers. a smaller group because they won't fit on the stage.
I remember last year, weren't they like almost off the stage a little bit?
Yeah. It was kind of crowded, but great.
Oh yeah.
And so so they'll be back. They'll be shutting down the whole thing, and and we couldn't ask for a better group to do that. So because they're all about community, and that's what the show at the end of the day, Here Be Monsters is all about building community.
And it works. And I love that it's this time of year, because I remember last year, like the first night, Saturday night, I came home and I just totally changed my like what I was thinking of going to next year.
Okay.
Right? Because, you get like Austin Symphony, right? Like now is when all the seasons are coming out, right? There's Austin Opera and all this. So you kind of start deciding what you're going to go to and what not. But then after going to this, you're like, oh, wow, this group and that group. And you really start like dialing it into the kind of the more local.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Austin Opera isn't local. Of course they are. But the smaller local.
Yeah, exactly right. And we always say that Here Be Monsters it's a music festival, but it's also a question, right? And that question is what do we sound like together as performing artists, composers, musicians, and we try to answer that question throughout those 2 days. We do. I think we do. Each year we do.
And even like, what is an instrument?
Yeah.
I remember them speaking so many times like, is that an instrument? And then they start, I guess it is.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the lineup. It's going to be really cool. We're so excited. Can't wait, for Saturday and Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. So come on out. Tickets are available for purchase at our website, tetractysnewmusic.com. It's kind of a challenging thing to spell.
Well, no, it's linked below.
Yeah,
we're linking it below.
Perfect.
It's linked below.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So you can find the link below. And
any view on the weather? Are we close enough to know what it's going to look like?
Yeah, I think so far it doesn't look like there will be rain, which is great. That's kind of the big thing we're hoping for. But it's going to be warm. It will be warm. I think maybe the low 90s, high 80s. So not terrible.
Oh, no, that's much cooler than last year.
Yeah, last year it was like in the hundreds. So we're grateful that it's going to be a little cooler this year. But it'll still be warm, but we'll all be sweating together. You know?
And bring your bathing suits.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yes.
Bring your bathing suits, because one of the sponsors this year is the Cowboy Pools. And
just like last year, right?
Yeah, well, last year they had the Cowboy Pool, but they got rid of it. But Cowboy Pools wanted to be a part of sponsoring the event, so they're bringing one in. So we're gonna just for Here Be Monsters. So we'll have a Cowboy Pool. Bring your bathing suit, jump in that pool, cool off.
I spent a lot of time in there
last
year, and it was great. So even if you think you might not, just throw your bathing suit in the car. You can always go out and get it.
For sure.
Yeah, it's neat. You get to meet different people and listen to different music. And,
absolutely. That's what it's all about. So,
and it's like you can get a wristband for both days, right?
Yeah. So we have for sale. We have a weekend pass, which will get you a red Here Be Monsters wristband. So just wear the wristband this weekend. Show your wristband, you get in, and you'll pick that up when you arrive.
And it's unbelievably affordable. So it's for both nights, it's $50.
Yeah, exactly right.
And kids are free.
Yeah, kids 12 and under are free.
Yeah, so if you have kids, like we had a lot of friends come last year. Yeah. Right, and the kids are free. So and it's great because the kids can kind of experience all this too.
Oh, for sure. And you can also purchase a 1-day pass for $30, and you'll get a stamp. We'll stamp your hand. So.
You don't get the wristbands.
Yeah, wristbands just for the weekend pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll stamp you for 1 day.
Yeah, but spend the extra $20 if you can just stop in, because it really is. Yeah,
it's
really
worth it. For 10 hours of music.
Yeah,
it's a great price, and we also have student tickets available, which are half price for weekend pass for students with your valid student ID, $25, and then $15 for a 1-day pass.
And do they? And you said it pretty much can't sell out because it's kind of in like a big field behind.
Exactly right. Right.
But so can they buy tickets? Can they just walk up to the door, or is this something you have to buy ahead of time?
Yeah, you can buy ahead of time. You can also come to the event and purchase a ticket. Those would be a check-in table with 2 lines, a pre-sale line. So we'll check you off the list if you bought ahead of time, and then there's a line to purchase tickets. So yeah, you can do it online. You can do it when you get there.
So you skip the line basically if you buy it.
Exactly
online.
Right. Exactly right. So yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to most? If you had to pick one thing that obviously the piece you wrote, is that it?
Yeah,
Or,
I mean, it's always exciting for a composer, the premiere of a new piece. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just being with everybody. It's kind of like a big family reunion in a way.
It is.
Everyone sort of comes together.
Has kind of a barbecue feel almost.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
You see people you haven't seen in a long time, and they're all just out there enjoying themselves and enjoying the music, and it's just a big party, a big fun party, and that's what I look forward to most every year.
And dressed comfortably, right?
Yeah.
Shorts and t-shirt is absolutely fine.
Yeah, just whatever you would wear to an outdoor music festival in the summertime. So it's
not to the symphony.
It's not.
Even though there is a symphony playing,
you
want to
right.
you dress like you're going to a barbecue.
Like you're having fun, and it's very casual in regards to all that. So,
awesome. Well, I can see why your ticket sales are. Would you say 30% more than last year at this time?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, once you go once, it gets on the calendar, and you're like, I'm going to go again and again and again, because it's really like the sampler of like everything that's going on in Austin. It's just so exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah. You couldn't see it all in the whole year.
Oh no,
you couldn't go to all those concerts and everything. So
totally, but you can see all of it. Here Be Monsters over the 2 days. So
awesome. Well, I can't wait to be there. So I'll see you this weekend. And
absolutely.
Thank you so much for sitting down and making time. I know this is a super busy week for you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Great conversation. Great talking to you.